Think your lashes have hit their limit? Discover limitless length and full volume with Maybelline Sky High Mascara. The Flex Tower brush bends to volumize and extend every single lash from root to tip. And the lightweight bamboo-infused formula makes lashes feel weightless. Now in 8 bold shades so you can take your lashes to new heights every day. Visit Maybelline.com to shop Sky High Mascara now.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
Well, hello and welcome, everybody. It's another episode of What's Your Issue with your intrepid hosts, me, Dara, and
me, Troy McEady.
How are you, Troy?
I'm good. I just finished watching The Real Housewives, so I'm riding a high. I ate a Jimmy John's sub while doing it, which is one of my best things. I love Jimmy John's.
Wow. Are you strictly Jimmy John's, or how do you feel about a Jersey Mike's?
So I'm not fanatical about Jersey Mike's the way other people are. It doesn't it just doesn't do whatever it does for other people for me, but I love it. I love a submarine sandwich. I love an Italian sub. I will try at any place. What about you?
I'm a huge Jersey Mike's girl. I'm basic as hell.
What do you get? What's your thing there?
Oh my God. I get the roast beef, Mike's Way, plus mayo, plus, and here's where it gets wild, cherry pepper relish. Has to have cherry pepper relish or it's a disappointment and I can't even eat it because I'm too upset.
That's the non-negotiable I feel about Jersey Mike's is if you're going there and you're not getting the relish, why are you going?
Yeah. It's actually pretty gross to watch me eat a Jersey Mike's because then I also dip it in mayonnaise.
Oh fuck.
Ooh, she's sexy. She's hot.
Yeah, I just love a sandwich. I love a good even at home. It's hard for me to make a basic sandwich. If I'm starting that process, it's likely the cutting board's going to come out. It's likely that the knives are coming out. I'm slicing up onion, lettuce, and tomato. I will go there.
He's not afraid to slice a tomato, bitch.
I just finished watching Housewives. I will go there.
I mean, this will be tying into what we're talking about today quite prevalently, but
yeah.
Man, Housewives, I guess we're both just on a high. I'm still vibrating.
Yeah. Well, that leads me, Dara, to the most important question, the question that we are all anxiously waiting for you to answer. What's your issue?
My issue is, I suppose, technically New York Magazine, but really The Cut from December 3rd, 2025, inside Rachel Zoe's homecoming.
This feels like something that happened specifically for us. I feel like the universe is trying to gift us with Rachel Zoe being on our TV screens again.
They're saying, you two, come on, keep going. Don't give up. There's so much to live for.
Yeah. Don't throw on the towel now. Rachel Zoe's back on Bravo.
And she's a part of your podcast network. Come on, keep going. You're so close to what? I don't know, but something good.
Shout out to Cloud 10 who got a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills shout out. last night.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So this article, it covers Rachel Zoe as she is stepping back into her homecoming, as the title would suggest. And she's at BravoCon. And Troy, what was your experience with OG Rachel Zoe, OG Bravo?
So I consider Rachel Zoe, the Rachel Zoe project, if you will, to be the height of like prestige Bravo. Like I always felt like Bravo was sort of like the A-list of reality. It was like, you know, like if TLC is like kind of C tier,
Yes.
Bravo is A. Like the Real Housewives are like A tier reality stars. They're like the Meryl Streep of the reality world to me. And then their little side shows are also like prestige. They're like one-off prestige little niche things. And the Rachel Zoe project to me was just everything. By the time that show came on, she had already become this like person who was like very embedded in what we find interesting.
Yes.
Like the Nicole Richies of the world, the Paris Hiltons, the Lindsays. Like Rachel was very much a part of that whole world already. And that show just, it meant so much to me. It was so much my personality. The slang, like her little catchphrases, bananas, I die, literally. Like all of it was just like, it was my whole world. What about you?
I mean, it was one of my absolute favorites. I was truly, truly obsessed with it. They showed a little clip. I mean, they showed several clips throughout the episode last night. The RHOBH. God, I wish it had more of a ring to it. Like Roman.
I know.
So much. I guess you just say. I guess you just say Beverly Hills. But they showed a few clips, and one of them they showed where they're filming this sketch with. Who's the woman who did the Rachel Zoe impression? And she was always on Bravo. She was always on Watch What Happens Live.
Amy Phillips. I'm like looking at her do Ramona. Amy Phillips.
Amy Phillips. And they showed just them filming the sketch, and Amy Phillips is there with the little the little like beanie off the back of her head, like slouchy beanie in that outfit. And the voice and everything. And it also just reminded me so much of, you know, Very Mary Kate, that web series. And even though Very Mary Kate was supposed to be the Olsen twins, like it also just felt like a Rachel Zoe impression. And I feel like people don't even realize how much Rachel Zoe influenced the culture.
Yeah, I think, you know, she's been kind of like summed up as like this person who was like styling people in the early 2000s or whatever. But like, I don't think people understand, first of all, her red carpet presence. Like that at her height, there would be 10 girls on the red carpet styled by her. Like the Oscars were all styled by her at one point. Like at the height of her show, when she'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Annie. Annie's on. Oh my God, Cameron's coming out. Oh my God, Meg is on her way out." Like every girl at the award show was, so it was like she was influencing red carpet style, but then also street style. So, you know, the tabloid fashion was very much like what she wanted it to be at that point.
Yeah. Last night when I watched it last night, you watched it today. So when I say last night, we are talking about the same thing.
Right.
When she mentioned all the people that she's like the big names that she styled, and she got to Anne Hathaway, I was like, ooh, no, it's Annie. I feel like she's like white knuckling it under the frame, like Anne.
Oh my God, Annie. She's shutting it down.
Annie.
I'll never forget that year, the year that Anne hosted with James Franco, and like that was awful, but the looks, oh my God, do you remember how big of a deal it was? Because she changed like 20 times or something.
Yes. Oh, and they were all so good. I mean, I just loved Rachel Zoe's style. And I do love that, as we could see, she stayed very consistent.
Yeah.
She's still doing her thing. I just love seeing those long arms with 1,000,000 rings on them.
I know. Yeah,
How do you lift those hands with all those rings?
she doesn't. Only her wrist lift. The hand just stays completely dead. No, but I will say I feel like her style has really stood the test of time. And when you look back on people that she styled from back then, it is timeless. Like it really is, like, because it's vintage, but also feels current.
Yeah.
But it always feels so vintage that it just feels like no matter what, it'll always be cool looking.
You know what I also always loved about Rachel is that she never dressed for the male gaze in a way that I feel like she was maybe the only person doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's more of a regular thing. You know, we see that all the time. But back then it was, wearing things because you like them and not because they're sexy. I don't know. I always enjoyed that. It was like, I'm wearing the coolest thing, not the hottest necessarily.
And isn't it funny the way men reacted to the girls that she styled? Like how repulsed men were by, the Olsens, and how disgusted they were by, like, Nicole Richie's style. And it's like, yeah, because you're right that none of them were dressing to appease a man. They were only dressing for the girls and the gays.
And that's the only people who matter, bit.
Yeah, it's so true. It's also so crazy to think, when we decided that we were doing this, I was going back and just like looking at like old Rachel stuff on YouTube, and I ended up rewatching Nicole Richie's Oprah interview.
Ooh.
So for those of you who don't know, Nicole Richie, when she needed to like rebrand, she reached out to Rachel and was like, I need you to style me for Oprah. Like, I need to go on the Oprah show and I need to like present a certain way. And it was so fascinating to see like their first like real moment together. And it's like Nicole obviously wasn't fully realized yet, but it was just so fascinating,
And then of course there's the Nicole and Rachel feud. That was also such a that's a feud that I feel like kids today, they don't know anything about it.
No, for sure. Also,
you had to live it.
Yeah, you had to live through it. You had to live through like raisin face or whatever becoming like a pop culture term, and like just how disgusting people were to Rachel too. Like they were awful to the girls that she dressed, and they projected a lot onto her with how she styled them, but people were horrible to Rachel Zoe.
Horrible, which is kind of, it's interesting that was the case, and now she's coming back into the public eye, and she's a resilient woman.
She is, and she seems, I'll be honest, right now she seems more confident, more sure of herself, more just unapologetic. Like she seems like a real woman now compared to how we knew her before.
Yeah, there was a part in the episode where she said something about her and Roger. Roger, of course, if you didn't watch the Rachel Zoe Project, her husband, partner for many, many years, who was basically, like helping her run her company. And as she says in Beverly Hills, that they were the Notebook couple. And I feel like that's how I felt about them. I thought they were such a sweet, I loved them. But I remember in an episode, she says something about how if they were to have a daughter, they would name her Begonia because of the Grateful Dead song. And in this Beverly Hills episode, she said something like, well, he was always Grateful Dead, and I was something like the Hampton. It wasn't the Hamptons, but it was like something like
the opposite.
That. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's interesting that she's separating herself from that, when I remember during the show, she was, I feel like she was maybe acquiescing a little bit to his interests and all of that stuff, for maybe some of their relationship. And then, she's
Yeah.
stepped into her own unapologetically.
Yeah, well, I think that unfortunately they were in one of those situations where it was like so much of their lives was just her life.
Mm-hmm.
So then it seemed like the little things that he had, she would try and lean in for him or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, I thought it was interesting that she brought up on the show that him becoming an employee was like what, because that was like a crazy, I remember that on the show. And just like, I don't know. I was like, that feels like, why does he need to be involved in her fashion empire? Like, while he's like
Yeah.
making fun of her for liking clothes. Like, I'm like, we don't need a straight man involved in this.
No, it feels very similar to Whitney Rose's husband getting involved and convincing her not to go to Sephora, but instead to create an MLM.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
we
then being
don't
like,
need this
"Sorry."
voice in the room. Sorry. Oh.
I thought scamming people instead of having it in a big box store would be better. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see where you thought. Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, I have to ask you, what did you think about her debut? Like, how do you rate and review Rachel's first episode?
I thought she did such a great job. And in the scene where they're at the bridal shower,
Mhm.
I thought she was great throughout the episode. But then in the bridal shower scene, I was like, oh, this is exactly how she'll fit in and what she's going to bring to the table. And it's something that I think specifically Beverly Hills really needs, which is someone who is just like straight shooter, telling it like it is, but not in a way that's disingenuous where it's kind of like antagonistic. I feel like whenever Rachel says something, it's never that's maybe like a little like I don't even think it's never being mean. It's just saying something very plainly. It it feels always very organic and as if it's just like what? Like I was just thinking this, so I said it. And I feel like she was always that way. And I feel like Beverly Hills actually needs that sort of injection into this cast.
I could not agree more. I truly had a moment where I was like, oh yeah, she was on TV for like 8 years.
She
Like,
knows how to do this.
she's like really good at it. And there's a reason that her show was a huge hit. And like, Rachel Zoe was not one of those people that, like, Rachel Zoe wasn't like a Lauren Conrad in the sense that she was like a boring person that was surrounded by kooky people. And that's
Yeah.
why she was able to prolong her. Like, she herself was also a kooky weirdo that was really engaging and really funny and smart. And, like, she's really good at being on TV. Like, I forgot how good she is at doing this.
She is just immediately engaging. She hasn't lost a beat. And actually in the article, they're at BravoCon and she's hanging out with Dorit and some fans come over and, fangirl over her. And the writer Lewis Staples observes, quote, Zoe seemed totally unfazed by this. Throughout the day, she maintained a calm, confessional tone, delivering quotable sound bites like she was doing an interview in front of a green screen. She appeared relaxed and unflappable. And then he says, as I watched Zoe, who wore brown shades to shield her eyes, I was reminded of something I learned from rewatching all 38 episodes of the Rachel Zoe Project in the last few weeks. She doesn't actually like being in front of the camera. Quote, I was the person that got given the lead in the school play, but took the supporting role. She told me afterward when I pointed this out, I became a stylist. That's a behind the scenes job. It was never even a thought in my mind to be in front of the camera.
That's so her. But it's like people are trying to pull you to it because you're so good at it. That's her right now.
And that is such a rare thing too, to just be that good but I suppose maybe that is part of why she's so good. She doesn't have that like gaping hole inside of her that needs needs that sort of attention.
It's like, yeah, she's not desperate for it. It's like, you're lucky to have me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she carries that energy throughout, like, but she's not an asshole. I think that's what's so great about her, is that she's so down to earth and like chill. Like, she really, I believe her when she says like that I'll stop at Kathy's house and, you know, and style her, and then I can't help but style. Like, I believe what she's saying, because she
Yeah.
feels like a true girl's girl. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just think she's so engaging. And like, to your earlier point about how she would involve herself in the group, I was a little like, I do know that Rachel Zoe doesn't like fighting. Like,
True. Great point.
she doesn't like love to fight, even though there would be drama and stuff. But the drama was like, oh my God, the shoes aren't going to make it in time. Tag. Oh my God. It wasn't like so-and-so's a bitch. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
circumstantial drama. And I was like, I wonder what she'll be like as like a person that has to fight with people. But now I can see it. I can see what her role will be. I can see, like you said, she's a straight shooter and she tells it like it is, but not in like a bitchy, cruel way. Like, she's just an honest person,
Mm-hmm.
and she is unapologetic about how she feels about things.
Mm-hmm. And I really do think, you know, when people talk about housewives in a sort of surface level way, they talk about how it's just all fighting.
Mhm.
And it's, yes, there is a lot of fighting because this is a TV show. We expect conflict, but that is not every housewife's role within the cast. You know, and so she doesn't have to be the person that is getting into the dirt with everybody, but it's completely worthwhile to be someone who tells it like it is, but then also sort of stays above the fray and can probably like maintain a likability and kind of, I mean, honestly, be like a Greek chorus. But instead of being like a Bethany who gets involved in it, you can also be the Greek chorus and not get yourself too involved.
The Carol.
The Carol. Oh my God. She's Troy. Oh, that got me. Right. In the solar plexus, she's a Carol. Oh my
She'll
God.
be our
She's our
Carol.
LA Carol.
She is, and she's quippy and funny, and she's gonna make fun of everybody in her confessional behind their backs, and she dresses chic. Like, she literally will be
She's
Beverly
Carol.
Hills' Carol. Like, and she's like so accomplished and so successful that she's not like a Dorit where she needs the validation of this show. Like,
Yeah.
you know, where she's like trying to level up in front of everybody, no matter how desperate it appears. It's like, no, like, she's built an empire, and it's even more crazy that we're seeing like a post, because she started a lot of what she's doing now after the show, or like at the tail end of it. So even when she was talking about her, how she said, what did she say?
So this is her more recent, well, not completely, it starts in 2009, but basically her career since 2009 outside of styling, so more brand related. In 2009, she launched the Zoe Report, a newsletter covering fashion, beauty, and lifestyle that amassed 750,000 followers, which was acquired by BDG Media in 2019. And after launching her first ready-to-wear collection in 2011, she now manages over 40 license extensions of the Rachel Zoe name, from women's wear to eyewear and baby clothes, wallpaper, sunglasses, fragrances, rugs, and jewelry. And then, more recently, she launched her podcast, Climbing Heels.
Wow. 40 licensed extensions. Like, that is like, that's all post. Like, we didn't even really see that happening. So
No.
I thought that was interesting too, to see like she's become such a bigger like business and entity. Because I even remember during her Bravo years, where at the tail end of it, she was like, I don't want to really style people as much anymore. Like, I just want to do business stuff and like make lines and not have to worry about if like Cameron Diaz's belt is going to show up on time.
And that's so interesting because unless you've really watched that show, you don't even, I feel like a layperson doesn't realize how stressful it seems to be a stylist.
Oh my God.
And it's just, I feel like so much of it too is just circumstances of, oh my God, FedEx didn't send this thing in time. It's delayed over here. And now Annie is going to be naked on the red carpet. Like, it's just so much of that, which I don't know. I feel like must get really old. And in the grand scheme, not the way you're going to make the buco bucks.
Right. And like, it really is a testament to like her relationship with her clients. The fact that like, you know, she had such a unique, like, I can't recall a stylist, maybe aside from like Robert Verdi, that guy, the bald guy that used to wear the sunglasses on his head. Like, I can't think of another stylist who was like in tandem with her clients being photographed and like famous, and like you can look at somebody and be like, they're in a clear head to toe Rachel Zoe look, and like it was a distinct, very clear, like Rachel Zoe put those clothes on that person. But then Rachel Zoe herself would be out wearing the same clothes. She created a universe around herself that was so unique to her.
Yeah, and I mean, there was Brad Goreski, who, of course, she launched, baby.
Oh my
And
God, Brad.
Brad. And he became a celebrity in his own right, and kind of, you know, he was one of the few other household name stylists, but I can't think of like, oh, that's a Brad look.
Yeah. Like maybe even like Law Roach, it's different because it's like you look at him and you think of, you know, Zendaya, and you think of like Celine, but like I don't look at something and know that he did it within seconds. If you tell me, I'm like, oh, duh, of course it's amazing, and of course he did. But I can look at a woman, I could literally, like you and I could look at a picture of any celebrity from that time and know literally within seconds that Rachel Zoe styled them, and that's like pretty crazy.
Easily. Oh my God, yeah. Well, because I feel like her style is so, I don't know, it's not just taking from different eras of fashion and just, you know, I don't know, regurgitating it. I feel like it's so much of her personal interests and aesthetic, and like it comes from her personality. Like it feels very overall personal.
It's not trend driven.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. It is driven by her literal love of fashion and like what she's drawn towards. And I guess that's why it's timeless, because it's not about, like, you can look at something that she put somebody in 2008, and like in that Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of way where you're like, God, like how do they never miss? It feels that way. Like her, if you look past the darkness of Nicole Richie's body, because I feel like people can't get past that to talk about like the aesthetic and the look and the branding and how powerful that moment was, and how much Rachel Zoe was to thank for Nicole's the next 15 years of her career. If you can look past like the physical part of it, like those looks are insanely timeless.
Well, I actually just had a premonition, perhaps. So I've been seeing a lot lately that the trend is going away from minimalism and we're going towards maximalism. And I feel as though with Rachel back on TV, I feel like we're going to see the Zoissance of fashion. Because watching her, I was like, yes, get me like I don't need like I don't want to call it a moo-moo. What do they call like a sort of her caftans? Caftan.
Yes.
Caftan.
Yes.
the much less offensive name for it. So like I don't know, like a pink 70s caftan dripping in gold jewelry and rings and, you know, a little, I don't know, maybe like a little turban or something. You know, I want to see us all in that again.
Yes, for sure. Listen, I still really like what I in my mind believe is just like the classic Rachel Zoe silhouette
Mhm.
is still so timeless to me, which is like a flared denim that flares at the knee, not at the
Ooh.
ankle. It flares like almost like right under the thigh, like a crazy fucking platform, crazy heel or a boot, a giant faux fur, some kind of giant faux something, like whether it's shaggy or plush or soft or whatever, it is a faux fur. Tons of bangles, tons of jewelry, tons of rings, tons of necklaces, giant sunglasses that are the size of your head.
Oh, Troy, I forgot the giant sunglasses. Oh my God. Troy, I actually, the more we talk about this, because she is so 70s driven, I feel like she's such like a Halston moment
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh God, yes.
And I feel like we are really moving towards the 70s. And for me
Yeah.
personally, my aesthetic, I love to run 70s whenever I can.
Yeah,
And
it
a
works
huge
on you.
sunglass. Oh, so we need to bring this back sooner than later, actually.
Yeah, it's time. And it, by the way, works on every body. Tall, short, thin, thick. It like you can be anyone, and that silhouette is chic and timeless, and it makes you just look like a fucking rich cunt. Like just a cool. But you have to have limp wrists, and you have to have a coffee, and you have to have a cell phone in between each finger. And like it's so funny to me how much she is the reason for what is now just like the aesthetic of that time is just what she was just like doing going outside.
Oh, God. Troy, I have chills. I think, listeners, I feel like you know when we're really excited about something, and perhaps to you think we're always excited about stuff, which is partially true.
Yeah.
But right now, I feel so alive. I feel so excited. I just want this right now.
I know. And we have like 4 months to enjoy. I mean, we just started. Like, I also can we talk for a second too about, I feel like you and I have never really sat down and truly talked about this. Like the tabloid fashion cycle and how different that is versus like the internet fashion cycle. Like
Yeah.
we
Oh my
shopped through
God.
tabloids
Mm-hmm.
because of her, because of that lady.
That lady right there. Oh, we really did. And it made life so much easier though. That's the thing with the way it works today is because it moves so fast where you're just chasing TikTok trends and this is popular and now it's out, but it's like that was a month ago and I just bought it. And all of these
Right.
clothes are getting thrown into the ocean.
No,
What
it's
are we?
so true.
And I find, you know, when I was younger, I loved fashion so much. Like I actually wanted to be a fashion designer for a little stint in high school, and I would watch the fashion channel and I would tape fashion shows that they would play at like 4 a.m. so I could watch them. I loved just like putting together outfits.
Yes.
Today, I find myself not enjoying it like at all because it moves so quickly that I feel like I can't keep up with it. And I feel like I'm constantly a step behind. I'm in this moment getting inspired by Rachel Zoe that I just need to pick a thing.
Yes.
And then just have that be my thing. And
Yep.
I don't subscribe to all the other stuff.
And whatever ones make it into your thing, that's
Yeah.
great if they fit the thing. But if they don't, it's like it doesn't even matter,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's
'Cause
just it's personal style as opposed to
Yeah.
trend.
Yes. And she's good at helping a person like kind of figure out their personal style through her lens, which is cool. But yeah, I think that that's like it's a lost art, and I do think that at that time when we were dependent on tabloids for like trend cycles and stuff and like fashion cycles, I do think the cream would rise because it
Mhm.
was much harder to pull that off. Like
Yeah.
what people don't understand is that Nicole Richie was changing clothes like 6 times a day
Yeah.
because her job was to walk around. And I'm not saying that it was like so like she just had it so difficult, but like there was real thought and intention and work put into that. Like it was not just like a woman giving another woman a bunch of designer purses and telling her to go show them off. Like they were styling looks just for every single day for her to just go outside for 15 minutes. And those pictures would get sold to tabloids, and that's how trends started. That's how the malls knew what was going to happen. Like
Mhm.
those tabloids was seriously our fashion cycle.
Oh, I miss it. I miss it so much.
I miss it too. I really do. I miss just like seeing the girls wear a cute pair of boots or something in a couple magazines and being like, those are the cool boots. Like it was so simple.
It was so simple, and you got to buy the cool boots and you got to wear them
Yeah, for like a really long time.
a really long time. Like there are so many trends of that time period where in my head it's like, oh, this is from like 2014. And it is, but then I look back and I'm like, oh wait, but we were also wearing it in 2009.
Right. Yes.
Like it was popular for a
Yeah.
significant period,
Yeah.
which I'm sorry, that's how fashion was throughout history,
Mm-hmm.
because you couldn't just go online and buy fast fashion and have it not really make a difference that something's going to fall apart in a
Yeah.
week. Because also,
Yeah.
and you had like your staple pieces of a trend and you could spend a little more money on it because you were going to have it for a while. It was going to
Yeah.
be relevant for a long time.
It's so true. And it would like find its way into, like you said, it would like be incorporated into the next kind of cycle of trends. Like it didn't just disappear and become really taboo and weird and lame to own it. It was like, no, like you would take your Jeffrey Campbell Lita and it would turn into whatever. Hello. I have to ask you because we do have to talk about it. Like looking back now, what do you think of the body stuff? Like, and just like all of that kind of being projected onto her.
I do think it was so unfair for Rachel to have it all pinned on her because it was just the time period in general.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she did influence fashion so much, it's like body type wise, I don't know how much that was like that was just like the culture we were living in. I mean, we also had Perez Hilton writing on Misha Barton's body that she's fat and has cellulite when she was so small. So it's like, well, maybe that had more to do with it than one woman.
That's how I feel. I'm just like, why are we blaming, like, why are we like victim blaming these women for like potentially having eating issues? Like, why is that? Like, are they to blame for the way that our culture was at the time and what we expected of women? And, you know, and then people like Perez Hilton just never have to answer to that. Like, Perez Hilton can just like be still running a website that nobody goes to and doing a podcast that nobody listens to and pretending that he created being an influencer and all of that. And nobody holds him accountable for any of that. But like, you know, Nicole Richie still can like, still like, gets like berated about it. And I just find that to be really odd. Like, I just always felt like it was like the times that we were living in were reflective of a lot of women's bodies in Hollywood. And I don't believe that Rachel Zoe, because really, like, what happened was Rachel Zoe, the tabloids were like claiming that she was forcing these women to not eat and telling them, I won't style on you unless you're thin and blah, blah, blah. And like, I just don't believe that. Like, I just think that she was like vilified for what was going on in Hollywood. And I don't know. I always felt really weird about that. Like,
Well, I think for one, unless you really were paying attention at that time, you wouldn't fully understand how hated she was in the tabloids. And I feel like so much of it just comes from, the men being in charge and her being so, like we were saying earlier, like not for the male gaze and unapologetically so. And I think for one, she was just a lightning rod, and it was like, here's this other thing we can try and nail her for. But I think in general, no one was ever looking at society at large or Perez Hilton, because Perez, I feel like, represented the culture, the people at home, and the patriarchy at large. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, but I want to also make fun of women and be super hard on them. And this is how I think and talk with my friends or at home or whatever, scrutinizing women's bodies. And then when it came to women who were super, super thin, I think it was just, oh, here's this other thing that I can nail a woman for. And then it's also super easy to hide behind the lens of, well, but I'm worried. But it's like, you read those old tabloids, and sure, there would be one faction of people who would go, this is just, this is not good for the nation's children. And that's why I'm so critical of it. But then there was all the other people who were super mean about it and were like, these women are disgusting, and, talking about it as a character flaw.
No, it's really interesting because I've been, with all of the conversation about Wicked that's been happening, I've seen a lot of like old Karen Carpenter interviews resurface. And it's just like brutal. It is brutal. It's shocking, the stuff people would ask her and the terms they would use, the language they would use, and it was just such a crazy witch hunt. And it's just interesting, like, how it hasn't changed at all, but like, it's just the verbiage that changes. Like, we change how we talk about it, but what we're saying at the end of the day is just the same thing. Like, it's the same thing. It is really sad. And I also think people forget that she was styling like tons of women. She wasn't just styling skinny women. She was styling all kinds of pregnant women and all kinds of women all the time. Like, her roster she had a giant Rolodex of women, but she was known for styling Lindsay and Nicole, and that would kind of became her thing.
Yeah, but she can do other things, and she does do other things. But yes, this is this is what you recognize. So
Totally.
Of course you're like, oh, that's Rachel Zoe. It's like, well, yeah. And then there's this other look that you don't recognize of hers because it doesn't look like her signature.
Right. It's just, she's not wearing the big faux fur.
Yeah.
There is this quote here where she references the tabloids, where she says the tabloids were obsessed with her appearance and blamed her for the then rise of super thin celebrities. Several of Zoe's clients, most famously Nicole Richie, lost weight after starting working with her. Rumors flew, including that Zoe was importing diet pills and horse pills for her clients to slim them down. I might have been dressed like Lindsay, Nicole, and Misha. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that again. She said, I've been dressing Lindsay, Nicole, and Misha.
I'm sorry, I have to do that again.
I have to start this over. And they were all like very thin, she says. But I also was dressing all of these other women, some of whom were like having babies and had completely different body types and like shapes. In fact, she continues, the actresses that she worked with were equally bewildered, telling her, "You never let us leave your studio without eating." Even talking about it now, Zoe still seems aggrieved. "I've never done a drug in my life. What are people talking about?" It was so incomprehensible. Yeah, I mean, the thought of this woman being like shoving diet pills down like young girls' throats. Like, I'm sorry, unfortunately, we were just like in a really toxic society at that time around women's bodies, and she was the trending stylist, and all the cool young girls that were thin wanted to work with her.
Yeah. And I think there's also probably something to the fact that, you know, at that point she was older. This was back then, it was like she was in her mid 30s and these girls were in their 20s. So I think it was also easy to go after like a woman in her mid 30s.
Yeah. That's so true.
Like,
oh my God.
The evil witch, the evil old witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, today I don't think we look that way on 30-year-olds or like people in their mid to late 30s, 40s. Like I think it's gotten better. But back then it's like, the old witch with the metallic turban handing out diet pills to the little princesses.
And it also truly cannot be stated enough. And I know it's something that we've said on this show before, but it can't be stated enough how violent men would get. They still do. But at that time, when a woman did not dress for them, it was such a deceit. When a woman at that time did not dress for the male gaze, it was like this, like, you evil fucking stupid bitch. And by the way, you're ugly. Like, you are ugly, and I'm gonna make sure that every chance I get, I'm gonna make sure I tell people you're ugly, because I'm so offended by the fact that you're not wearing like an Hervé Leger bondage dress for me.
Mm-hmm. You know, people even forget red lipstick. The discourse on red lipstick. You cannot wear red lipstick because boys don't like it.
Hef is rolling in his grave right now as you speak.
And, you know, we talk about Hef, how, you know, that was such a big part of, I feel like, Girls Next Door and Holly's memoir and everything. But it was everyone. Like, I have an old tabloid from 2007, and it was basically like, is this sexy? And it was a poll of men and women, and they would like show them a picture of a celebrity or a trend or whatever, and it would say, is this sexy? And one of them was red lipstick, and it was boo from the men.
I can't kiss her. I'd rather her wear lip gloss because that's sexy. It's like, I'd rather you not wear Hey Dudes. But we can't all get what we want, clearly, because you wear them every fucking day with no socks. But no, I'm just like, I'm so elated that I'm gonna be honest, I was worried.
I was worried too. Not big time worried, but I just didn't want to be disappointed.
Yes, I didn't want to be disappointed. I knew that, like, I was just like, God, I'm so excited for this, and I've always wanted her back on Bravo. So I was like, God, I really hope this works out. I was worried at like how she would. I was like, is she gonna like cower because she's such like a soft person, and this is such an aggressive show? Like, is Erica gonna scare her into retreat? But no, she like fully led that discussion.
Yeah,
She like. She assumed a power position that I didn't expect, I guess is what I'm like. She got in the driver's seat instead of being a participant. It was like, no, she's like on this show. She is a housewife. She's playing ball.
And you know what else too? It's so the antithesis to the Jenna Lyons performance.
Oh, speak on it.
It's two sides of one coin, you know, to go back to what we were saying before about her probably like anticipating that she'll sort of maybe stay out of the fights, but just be this cool Greek chorus presence in the cast. It's like Jenna Lyons could have been that, but she did not want to bring any of her personal life to it. But right out the gate, Rachel is getting into her divorce. I mean, I was surprised by some of the stuff she was saying about Roger. I was really, really surprised she was going there, and I loved it. But that was all stuff that Jenna refused to do. So then, in the grand scheme, she was a disappointment when I was really excited about her coming on. But Rachel is striking the balance.
I couldn't believe the shit she was saying. I was literally like glued to my TV. I couldn't believe that she talked about him possibly cheating and, the sort of murky timeline of him getting another girlfriend. Even as far as her saying like he didn't feel like a safe person to be around.
Yeah, when she said that, like, I don't know if I want this person around my kids. I was like,
I know, Roger. Like, I can't believe it.
And when they cut to that, the sketch from Rachel Zoe when they're filming the sketch, and I totally forgot that this happened. He like throws something at her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it was there all along.
Yeah, like was he the original Jason Hoppy? Was he like the original nice guy?
There's something to be said about a man who drops it all and is like, well, I'm gonna work for you.
Right.
Especially a man of that generation. I don't think they can put away the patriarchy and the misogyny in the back of their head that their wife is the star and the moneymaker.
I agree. I hate to feed into like the bullshit, but it's like, yeah, like that is unfortunate. I do believe those cliches about when a woman is the breadwinner and when she's really successful, not just like I'm making more in overtime. It's like, no, I am bringing in millions of dollars and you barely even have a career. And then they come into your life and start trying to find a place. Like, it's just a recipe for disaster. I don't think it works unless it's something you built as a team.
Yes, 100%.
If you built it on your own and it's your identity, it's your soul, and then
your name.
And your name. Like, it's you putting yourself on people's bodies and sending them out to represent you. It's just too intimate, I feel.
I also loved her scene with her youngest son, Kai.
Oh my God.
When she gives him the breakfast and she, wash your hands. And he's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, is he playing for the camera? And then a second later when he like said that quote about love and she goes, I feel like you're like 40 years old. And he goes, so do I. I'm like, oh my God, no, this is really who this child is. I love him.
There is nothing I love more than a smart, respectful little boy who loves his mom and is just a mother's boy. Like, you can just tell that they are besties and that like she is a good mom. And I love that. Like, I think like one of my favorite things is a housewives relationship with her kids. And I think it just tells like so much about who they are. And that was such a relief to see that her kids are they're not like evil brats or like, like they're like normal, cool kids.
Well, and so when she says, like when she's first being introduced and she says that her and Roger were together for 18 years before they had kids. And then she says, then we had kids and at first I was like, oh, the kids ruined the relationship. But then after I saw her with the kids, because I feel like we never really like got to see her as like a full mom with like truly, like sentient, like middle middle-age children.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, she loves these kids so much. And she has such a great rapport with them. What I think actually happened is that Roger, and I think this happens with a lot of men, but I'm sure it really happened when they were just the two of them for 18 years. She has the kids. She's this involved, doting mother. And he doesn't like it that he's not the star anymore to her. So it's like everything's about Rachel and now everything's about the kids. When is it about Roger? That's what I bet was going on. And that was the change after they had kids.
It's like, it's never in my, in the front of my mind to think that a man is jealous of his children, because it's so
crazy.
Yeah, like it's so like ridiculous, but it's so common.
Yeah.
It is so common. If I could tell you how many women I know that have had children and then their relationships deteriorate because the husband is jealous of the attention, it's the old Pam and Tommy of it all, where like Tommy's like the only, not that it's like, not that I'm praising him for this, but he's the only man I've ever known that has admitted it, where he wrote in his book, like, yeah, I was jealous of all the time she was spending with our baby and she kept feeding him. And like,
oh yeah. And he says like, I should be sucking on those tits.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, the last straw was when she got out a pot to make him mac and cheese. It's like, he's 3.
911, hello?
Are you kidding me?
I have to report a terrorist on the loose?
She's cooking food for her child and the husband doesn't like it. Crazy. But I think you're right.
It's so common. And that, like, I never even really realized that for such a long time. And then as I got older, I heard so many married women complain about that. And I think that was exactly what we were dealing with.
Well, I remember when I, in my teen mom days, when I was really, really, really into teen mom, I would always like read studies about like teen parents, because like that became like a thing. Like,
oh yeah,
like it was just like a thing to talk about. And I'll never forget reading this quote about how men, because men are not like bonding with the baby for 9 months.
Yes.
Men have to learn their children's personalities to bond with them, because they are a literal stranger. They don't have a spiritual connection. They don't. They are bonding with a person. So they have to get to know them. And when you're a young parent, like a teen dad, doesn't do that because they don't have the frontal lobe to be like, I need to bond with this kid and learn his quirks and stuff. And like that is a real thing. Like if you don't, if that bond doesn't happen, then you just kind of see him as like some bitch on the street.
Well, and a therapist I knew once said that another part of that is that for the 9 months, the woman is getting used to the idea of becoming a parent. So like, yes, when the baby is actually there, it's still like a huge, identity shift, but you have all of this time to start to get used to it. But with a man, it's all just theoretical. And then so you put the baby in front of him and it's like, what? This is mine now?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm sure also, if you've just been a couple for 18 years and then suddenly it's like, and that like pretty much your whole, like such a huge portion of your life. And then it's like, well, and here's a baby. It's like, what? Now I do this?
Right.
I'm used to just doing whatever I want.
One thing that we haven't really touched on that I feel like is way too overlooked in her career, the early years of her styling people. So she kind of mentioned it on the first episode where she says that she was working with the NSYNCs and the Britneys of the world. So she was working with all like the Lou Pearlman people basically. but she also started in like the magazine world.
Yeah, so it says in the article, so even though she feels so quintessentially LA,
Mm-hmm.
she actually grew up, I think, in New Jersey, and she started in New York after college, which she went to, I think it was George Washington.
Oh,
So like
okay.
smart mama.
Prestige. Okay.
Prestige. It says after college, she moved to New York and got her first job at the now defunct YM magazine, eventually working her way up to senior fashion editor. But it was during her time at YM when she first started getting freelance styling gigs. And then Zoe credits Tommy Hilfiger with her big break in styling. Let's see if I could do the way. He put me on a 2-week job with the highest stakes of anything I've ever done, she says, sounding vaguely stressed by the memory of working on the ad campaign. And then she moved to LA in 2002, and Jennifer Garner was her first celebrity client, followed by Cameron Diaz, Kate Hudson, Demi Moore, Eva Mendes, Annie Hathaway, and others.
Oh, I forgot about Eva Mendes. That was a big one for her.
That was a big one.
Wow. I would love to know. I really hope that with her resurgence, even when she does inevitably when she does My Life in Looks.
Oh yeah.
I want them to
Ooh.
I want to see her old styling. I want to see what she put the Backstreet Boys in and what she styled for Britney. I want to know.
I know. I'm
dying. I die.
I die.
Oh, and Rachel Zoe talk is gonna be back. We're all gonna be talking like Rachel Zoe again. The 2010s are really back, baby.
You guys,
we did it. Oh my God, we did it, Joe.
We did it, Zoe.
I love it. Well, I also wanted to ask you, what did you think overall, outside of the Rachel of it? I mean, we are talking about Beverly Hills. What'd you think of the premiere?
I honestly loved it.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Beverly Hills is one of those cities where when it's back, it feels like home. So then, even if by the end of the season, I'm like, oh, we actually have nothing, or I'm kind of frustrated with it. In the very beginning, I'm always pumped up, so pumped up. So I will say it with that caveat, but I do feel like we have something here. And I think that Rachel and Amanda de Cadenet, I think that they will be injecting something that needs to happen with the ladies. I think that just too many of them at this point are just playing by Kyle's rules, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we need some, I don't know, we need that new blood, and I think that they're going to deliver.
I think that they are what the show has needed. I really do. I really feel the same. And I thought the premiere was good. I often feel the same way about Beverly Hills, where I'm like, this is like a comfort watch, but also, man, does that show frustrate me.
Yeah.
God, does that cast frustrate me. By the end of it, I'm always just like, oh, I always want to wring everybody's necks. And I do think that Beverly Hills is one of those cities that relies a lot on how good it used to be.
Yes, huge. Hugely.
It's like, hey, don't give up on this show, because remember season 1 through 3?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much, that show, for anybody listening to this who maybe you're not a Real Housewives fan, or maybe you've never seen Beverly Hills, the first few seasons of that show are the closest we've ever gotten to a true real life soap opera.
I thought you were going to say To Heaven, which is also true.
Well, that too. Ooh, baby, heaven is a place on earth, and it is in Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Deaths, divorces, cheating scandals, child star drama. It is it's almost unbelievable that they captured that lightning in a bottle moment on television. It feels like it feels written. It feels like it was written by somebody, and they've been
Yeah.
riding those coattails for a decade.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I don't know. I hope that we see maybe a little bit of change in Kyle.
Me too.
I hope she starts to realize like, oh, I have to do something different. I can't I mean, I'm just so excited for her to be a bi queen on Maine, which is what they're teasing, but I'm afraid it's going to be, but then I'm backpedaling and really like all we get is that one little clip and that's
Mhm.
all. But I don't know. I feel like if it's ever possible, I feel like we need a new protagonist.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm not a Kyle hater, and I know that
I'm not
people are
either.
yeah, you and I feel like are pretty, like, down the middle about Kyle. Like, I have moments where I adore her,
Yes.
where I'm like, "Oh, that's my Kyle."
Mm-hmm.
And then there are moments where she really frustrates me because I think she is the cause of the show not being what it could be
Yes.
sometimes, and, like, that's really frustrating. But then at the same time, I'm like, I think that my thing is that I think Kyle confuses the fact that she is willing to exploit her family for I share so much.
Yeah.
I give everything. How can you tell me, of all people, to give more when I've dragged my alcoholic sister on this show to exploit her for years and years and years and years and years, you know? Like, and that's not really what people mean when they say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope she gives a little more of herself, but overall I was enjoying it. I am sort of interested to see the full Sutton breakdown of everyone kind of, I don't know, get like,
It's time.
it's time. It's time.
It's time.
And I don't know, does Kyle also look the most radiant she's ever looked?
Would you say that Kyle has had the best housewives surgery?
With a bullet, I would say.
She looks incredible. She literally looks like it's a true glow up. It is not like
Mhm.
oh, what'd she do to herself? She was so beautiful. She looks 20 years younger right now than she ever has.
It's insane. And she has always progressed really nicely, and I thought she looked great last season, but when I saw her, I was like, no, there was one other little thing that
Mhm.
we went in and, jiggled around, and now it's like, my masterpiece, it's perfect.
Yeah. Also, as a fellow person who takes on voices, I know that you will relate to this. How much do you love listening to her and her daughters talk to each other?
Oh,
Like, those Richards sisters, outside of Kathy, maybe Kathy got like the big Kath voice, but they all, including even Paris, they have that, like, I don't even really know how to describe it. We could do a whole episode on this, like
mhm.
the Kyle Richards Paris pipeline, where I'm like, is Paris Kyle's daughter?
I've read something where that is kind of posited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, in a sense, because um just because they were closer in age, so it was kind of like, this is my little baby doll,
Oh, yeah,
um,
yeah, 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 sure.
kinda kinda vibe, and then she has, and then she had Farrah, who she's 37. I mean,
Yeah.
she's kind of within the closer age range to Paris.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like Paris was spending a lot of time with Kyle.
They are so similar, like the
There was
true
something
Paris.
she said that Kyle said, and I went, "I
Yeah.
hear Paris."
It's crazy. The way they walk the same,
Mhm.
they have the same weird thing that they do with their hands, like, they're very if you go back and rewatch season 1 of The Simple Life, which I think is, like, the most authentic we'll see Paris Hilton on camera ever again.
Yeah.
She is literally Kyle. Like it's like where Paris will go full baby, and then Kyle, like, they have this place in the middle where they meet at this raspy middle ground where they have the exact same voice.
And then Kyle will do that voice.
You guys, when she talks 13. It's so funny.
Listen, at the end of the day, I would give my right tit to hang out with Kyle. Like, I feel like she is a good time gal.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when she was drinking. Ooh,
God. Oh, God. Wait, okay. Did I miss this in the, I don't know, was it in the episode or in the later this season? Oh no, it was in this episode at the party. She had a glass of champagne, but was it real alcohol?
It was not, because I remember who it was. Dorit asked, like, "Oh, are you drinking actual alcohol?" And she said it wasn't alcohol, but she kind of made a joke, like, "But I'm down." Like, she was like basically saying, I am drinking again if I want.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get the splits back. Maybe we'll get Ponytail. Crazier things have happened. Maybe we've all been waiting with bated breath for Kyle to do the splits at a party, and maybe we'll finally get it.
Listen, if she's coming out, she's going to be hitting her second adolescence. So
yeah. Oh, you're right. She'll be in her full tween era. Ugh.
Listen, bisexual icon Kyle Richards, yes. I'm just even more interested.
Inventor of tank tops and boots.
Kyle by Aileen 2. When was the last time I heard that? We do have some letters to the editor.
Yes.
And we've got some good ones.
So this is from Limoncello 1919. She said, "My dear editors, guys, I have to fact check an old Lindsay Lohan episode. As a side note, one of the best episodes of the show.
Yes. Go back.
Hands down. Dara and I love that episode." She said, "Guys, I have to fact check an old Lindsay Lohan episode. She's not she's not from a really rich area of Long Island. She's from Merrick, which is kind of middle class and trashy. Complimentary. Dina still haunts our local streets with DUIs and diner parking lots." Yes. So I think I may have even said she was from Staten Island, I feel.
I can't remember what we said exactly, but yeah, I mean, when she was little, when the parents were still together, the dad had money. So I think they lived somewhere else. And then, all of that money was not acquired through the most honest means. And he...
How dare you?
And then he goes to jail. And then I mean, they moved back in with her parents. So
yeah.
And they didn't have money after that.
Yeah, they definitely give sometimes we're rich enough to buy a new car, and then sometimes we're so poor we don't have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Real Bethany Frankel working at the racetrack vibes.
Mm-hmm. But thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you for the 5-star review.
Oh, yes. Please, if you guys want to write in with a review, with a letter to the editor, 5 stars. Say whatever you want, but it's got to be 5 stars.
Yeah.
But also within reason. We've gotten a couple that feel really personal. Personally insulting.
No death threats, okay?
Okay. And then this one says, this is from Cat Rose Minor. Dearest editors, as someone who used to tell my Amish mom I'd grab the bread for her at the grocery store strictly so that I could look at the magazines in the next aisle over, then ultimately get chided about the dangers of the secular world, I have truly found my people. Forced to read one more proverb while fantasizing about what continued on page 34. The references The reverence you have for the same magazines I dreamed of flipping through, the historical context one can only add from being immersed in the time, means so much to me. Listening to this pod is like what I imagined being at the sleepovers in these glory days were like. It feeds my now fully secular soul. I've done many a celebrity beef deep dive, stolen many an Us Weekly from waiting rooms, but nothing compares to the insights of Dara and Troy. Oh, captains, my captains, please never stop this glorious program. All my love, Kat.
Damn, that was first of all, beautifully written.
Beautifully written.
You have penmanship, darling.
Oh.
That was so good. Also, I feel like your like YA novel or your like coming of age story starts with you at the grocery store telling your mom that you're going to look for bread and then sneaking to look at teen people. Like that is like so cinematic.
It's so evocative. And
Yeah.
also, were there moments I almost like was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you.
No, that was awesome. Oh,
Thank you
Whenever
so much.
the people who write in our letters to the editor are always like so well written. They're always like very,
Yeah.
just like they're beautiful.
Listen, let your creativity shine through.
Yeah, go crazy.
But also don't feel pressure that it has to be well written or particularly good. You can also just fire it off.
Yeah.
But if you want to get creative, bonus points, baby.
You could even tell ChatGPT to do it if you want. If you don't feel like it, you could just have her do it.
Yeah, we won't know.
No, we won't know. We won't know by the article ending with her being like, "Would you like me to cite more?" Yeah. Should I elaborate on how much you love this podcast?
Well, Troy, this was fun.
This was awesome. We are riding a high.
Mm-hmm.
We can't promise that we won't be mentioning Rachel Zoe sporadically throughout the next four months because we manifested this and we have to celebrate it. That's the thing about when you manifest something, you got to keep the ball up in the air. You got to keep it in the sky.
Yeah, that is so true. And I can't promise that I won't be wearing like a fur vest the next time you see me.
For sure. If one does, you'll have a million bangles up to your elbow and like 3 coffees and 4 blackberries.
Oh my God, I died. Troy, I died.
Oh my God. And he's like calling me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, Dara, I love you so much.
I love you too, King.
And we love all of you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.